always been the biggest problem for a lot of these teams. It's like, oh yeah, we always need the Arla, we always need the Ferdinand every single time, but Badang is so simple and easy to make sure that you get that value. But now the EXP matchup comes into question, right? This is a flex pick at the end of the day.
I mean, a pick before that we really don't see anymore is that if you want a frontline, the Hylos is good in terms of EXP matchup against the Phoveus because you're able to just like push him out of the lane. So that's an option. I'm only putting it out there, only like what if, but we really have not seen Hylos. in forever.
It's kind of weird, dude, because I think he would still fit in the current meta that we have, especially, you know, we still, because most of the time there was a double revitalized composition that was used a lot, which was usually the Hylos and the Gatakacha. Now it's just defaulted to, like, if we need that, just throw in Gatakacha if he's open, you know? So it's banned out this game, so that's not going to be able to go in the hands of Luis, as they still need that roaming option. So I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and we see that pop up here from Corinthians. They'll go ahead and focus down the gold lane. Another roamer being banned out, the Cho, taken out here by Virtus.Pro. So is this another gold lane? Nope, it's the Esmeralda. So they'll take that away.
Really interesting. VP are now trying to say, we want to interact with you for some reason, right? They got rid of the Gato. It's strange to see the Gato. Like, Cho, I get. The Gato, not so much. I feel like they could have held that a little bit longer, which means that they have a pick in mind that they want to play. I just can't think of it right now. What would be, because they've already got the Kimi, unless they are throwing Kimi into the gold lane, and then they pick up something like Yi, but that's not that great into the Joy.
Either way, right now, I kind of feel like for the draft, they either need a strong front line or more damage.
They just overloaded again.
Just overloaded. Just be like, hey, Ultra Legends, that looks pretty good. How about we try that? And they pick up the Iritel. So at least now showing that the Kimi indeed goes into mid. And it kind of seems like they're asking Corinthians, pick up the Granger. Let's fight the violin or cello or
whatever it is.
Electric guitar.
Yep. Might as well fight it with Irithil here. I think she wins. I think she would win that, especially with it if they get a good traction pulse. Like, it just allows her to kind of maneuver all around, and then of course you can have Lancelot. So I like Virtus.Pro so far with what they have. I mean, the biggest thing is, like, can they withstand this initial magic damage burst? And you see the last two picks from Corinthians are going to be even a little bit more magic damage. So they get the Harith, and then they have the Hilda now.
A lot of damage as well. And again, like, this is the way that we've seen people deal with the Lancelot. It's just that you just have that Hilda, you know, be a very strong front line and actually invade inside of jungle. I think Kimi and Badang can still hold their own to make sure that there's no invades past Turtle 2.
As long as they don't get chunked out at level 1, right? I think that's what it really boils down to. They just need to figure out with this Farsa, if Hilda shows up in front of Bobber's face on this Kimi, I mean, like, yes, it's going to suck for a little bit, but at least you have Pluto to kind of peel for you. So now, it just, as long as you don't lose 50% of your HP as well as your Rejuvenate, you should be okay. I say should because anything can happen right now.
Yeah, now having the CC, so opting instead of for more tankiness, you just want more damage. And I kind of feel like it's warranted because you're going up against a Hilda as well as a Phoveus, and it will become a situation where even the Lance will have a very hard time. I kind of feel like of all the games, game number 3, this draft, really solidifies that we're going to give it our all because, just to remind everyone here, winner survives. Loser, this is the end of their MSC run here at the Esports World Cup. I'm going to be handing it over to Naiso as well as Gideon as the final game of today.
Thank you, LaFell. Boys and girls out there, let us know in the chat, who do you want to see move on as we head into the land of dawn? MSC 2025 has shown us plenty of exciting options. All the diverse nations coming together for one singular game. Is it going to be Corinthians on the blue side, or do you vote for Virtus.Pro on the red? Let's begin this game because, again, high stakes. Every single mistake is going to really put a dampener on the emotions, right?
It's going to be a rough start if you fall behind early for either of these lineups because of just how they're built. And, you know, I I don't even know which composition I would side with here because they both serve their purposes from early to mid, and we've had a great series so far. Now the last one, we've seen even a chance of where you have a considerable gold lead, it can just kind of evaporate quickly. But the fact that you have this kind of classic matchup, when we talk so much about the jungle here, you have the Joy and the Lancelot. This is going to be big for Flick if he can get a lead. You can see the emblems here too that they're rolling with, and it's more or less the same. And last time we saw Kimmy, you still have this time around. You mentioned it. You wanted to see that weakness finder. Well, Bober went with that. So maybe again, the synergy with Virtus.Pro will lean towards playing into the traction pulses, playing into even the setups like we saw from Pluto in the previous game.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm a little interested in... Oh, hold on. The fight is going to occur, but Jesus quickly flickers on out of there. The thing that's interesting is that Frost has decided to pull yourself together on a Farsa. Pull yourself together. Yes, you get a bunch of assists, but that only helps for your battle spell and active items. And in this case, I don't see a reason to get too many active items other than Winter Crown, but that's even in late game, right? So that just means it's the Flicker.
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's just a Flicker, but right now, up on the top side, a first blood for Andoryu. And Flick will go ahead and get a kill himself. Pluto goes down. There's the traction pulse, but Flick just hops on over. He's going to be fine. Luis takes a couple shots, but a trade, though, 1-for-1.
Not bad coming in from the side of Virtus.Pro and as well as the Corinthians. Obviously, a little better for Virtus.Pro at this point of time. And now they go back to the reset, right? They want Andoryu to hit level 5 on time. Flick already ahead of it, but has decided we're not contesting for this. Jesus, he's already taken a death. We need to make sure that he's in a better position because he's up against Badcott. And at this point, right, Jesus should be able to trade back against Badcott unless Badcott is able to get a War Axe prior to it. So right now, it's about rushing these items, rushing these power spikes, and both sides recognize, even Andoryu adjusts, hey, nobody's around this turtle. We don't have to contest. I can go for another buff.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and secure that. I'm wondering if they just look at this, look at the positioning. They're going to be able to actually find Flick here. Flick trying to get away, does have to pop the Retribution, but Andoryu cut off from that. Good thing Frost was there. So when Flick doesn't go down, but this is a clear sign that can start up the turtle. No Retribution for Andoryu as well, but they have full control of it. So Jesus just going to have to force himself off of here. The objective going over to Virtus.Pro.
Really good read from the side of Virtus.Pro. They adjust. Andoryu is calling for Pluto to quickly hide into Pixel Brush, expecting to see Flick show up nearby. Because, keep in mind, Virtus.Pro were positioning as if they wanted this turtle, and Corinthians responded accordingly. So Flick needed to make a choice. I go down and take my own buffs, but more importantly, I could look to invade.
Oof. Upatizi has to burn his Flicker, so they try to make a play down a bot. This is what we've seen time and time again throughout the series. Either of these teams are looking for plays, or whether in the gold or even on the jungle, and they've set up for things. Badcott should be fine here. Flick is here, though. He puts enough pressure. Gonna jump in, even with a Vengeance. Takes a shot from the turret, but Flick will survive. Good thing for the Vengeance there.
Oh my goodness, the Brave Smite kicked in time, but Jesus says no, flickers forward, punches Badcott in the face, saying no, you don't get to get away like that. I will not waste Flick's time. Upatizi, again, he's trying to chase back, but wait, hold on.
They're gonna force it anyway. Luis will be in trouble, quite low, but Frost was there with a Feather Airstrike to keep them from going further. Does Flick want more? He's gonna get thrown in from Pluto. But still, they back off here. So this is what it's been, Gideon. It's been the back and forth between both teams from start to finish throughout the series.
There's an opportunity for Super Igorka to actually find a kill in lane against Upatizi, and that's assuming that Upa drops his Zaman Force a little too far, backs away from it, and then Super Igorka can jump in with his ult and then use his sprint. Again, both are the exact same cooldowns, right? They should be trading ults consistently against each other to stay alive or to look for trades.
Well, you can see that too. Pluto is waiting for that moment to give that to Super Igorka, but it's spotted out. Flick now could be in trouble, and Andoryu will go ahead and force Flick off. So some extra damage, of course, going to this turret. Should be a turret down. As you can see, the rotation's already happening for this turtle to come up.
Yeah, this is such a bad habit coming in from Corinthians. And I mean, Virtus.Pro is also guilty of making the same move of calling their EXP lane super early.
Conceal's going to be used. Feathered Airstrike. Pluto goes in. Nice flicker from Frosto to avoid it. Still fighting for that turtle. The Zaman Force was dropped as well. They zone him out. Flick will get the objective, and they might just back off. But meanwhile, the buff was taken as well for Andoryu. Takes the purple from Flick.
And I say it's a bad habit because both sides aren't really looking to take this turret. Oh, whoa, whoa! And Doryu makes an attempt, but he's going to take a couple of shots. And yeah, coming back to it, right? Both teams don't really want the turtle. They actually want to put the other person behind. This could be a potential dive angle from Andoryu's side.
Yeah, Upa's got the flicker, but takes so much damage from Andoryu. Now he's in trouble, has to flicker out defensively. Pluto gets caught under the tier 1. A great response, though, from Corinthians to keep Upa alive.
Punished hard. And you can see Pluto, hands on face. Man, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And Doryu, if he wanted to secure the kill, he could have just double dashed right on top of Upa TZ. But it's just not worth dying for, especially with his camps about to come up. He needs to maximize his time.
Okay, and as we get to it, again, they got the turret that they were looking for, but still, the focus really seems to be down here on the gold laners. They want to go ahead and give that advantage to whoever they can earlier on. Super Igorka will be pretty safe. He's always had Pluto pretty much around the corner, even though that's what he needs. Bulber, too, here just can use that traction pulse if he has to. That's the conceal they're going to go for their own play. Now Upa doesn't have a flicker, gets caught in, and he gets burned on down. Bad Cop picking up the kill on that one. They knew the timings of the flicker. They punished it for it as well, and Pluto will go ahead and zone them on out. Fist crack, fist break combination going to be used, but it's Hesu. He's so tanky that he's not going to be able to go down. So Virtus.Pro gets something, though. They get a kill on the turret.
Yep, and they push it out really, really well, right? They knew that Upa didn't have that flicker, abuse that timer, get the tier 1, but more importantly, Virtus.Pro, they shouldn't overextend. Keep in mind that as much as Super Igorka is strong, but oh my god.
Okay, he's checked. Good thing Frost has been there for him.
Ooh, I mean, Frost has been covering Flick a majority of the time, but it's not over just yet, right? Because as long as we see the heavy crossbow available for Super Igorka, then Virtus.Pro has a reason to go in. Until he gets 3, maybe even 4 items, then sure, he can go in and out of the fight without caring too much of whether or not he has that at all. But for now, he is all dependent.
Oh, Pluto got the... He got the orange.
He did, and he's making Flick know, regretting his life choices right now.
Oh, that's tough. Gonna find a setup in the jungle. Burn out the flicker. They're gonna force the fight anyway. Super Igorka has to go ahead, heavy crossbowing out, trying to get space from Hesu. Hesu's still on the chase. He'll find him anyway. They lose their gold laner, but VP still wants to fight as Hesu falls. And Flick can't really join this fight here.
Yeah, he can't join the fight, and I think Corinthians, they looked at Hesu and they're like, we're sorry. Everybody use their flicker, everybody use their ultimate. There's nothing we can give you to provide you that extra bit of help to get you out of this tough scenario, but thank you for your sacrifice. Super Igorka is going to go down, and that slows his farm, allowing Upa to catch back up. The margins are very thin, 600 gold difference between the 2 gold laners, as they are the main win conditions for either side. Let's look at this one more time, right? Because again, it seemed a little interesting. Super Igorka a little far up, knowing that the feathered airstrike was already there. He probably should have used both his heavy crossbow and the sprint as soon as possible, knowing that the battle spells from Corinthians were up.
Yeah, it's interesting because, again, they had a little bit of a lead, right? Few thousand gold there. They chose to fight it out, and they end up losing some of their most important members, so you don't want to make that mistake too much. You can see some of the items fall into place here. Holy Crystal now available for Flick. He's going to need that too, because a lot of these moments he's been going 1v1 with Andoryu, and now you kind of have to respect some of that damage a little bit more. Luis taking some damage here under the tier 1. He's already gone, and Frost has to flicker on out. He's got the burn on. Hesu going to be in trouble next as Virtus.Pro. Andoryu goes under the base turret to clean it up anyway. And now Upa in trouble. Pluto will go ahead, lead the charge here. A couple shots from Super Igorka, but VP finds more.
Beautifully done by Andoryu here. Flick, he can try to make this a solo kill, but I don't see it happening. Andoryu still has maximum stacks on that War Axe and now has completed the Brute Force Breastplate. They should start making their way over to the Lord, but whoever's low, they need to reset. Let's look at the items so far, because again, it's a phenomenal position for Virtus.Pro, right? They managed to chunk out the right targets.
Whoa, Luis just goes in, burning the flicker.
They're getting desperate, and that's not a good sign for the Corinthians. Virtus.Pro, I mean, now that Super Igorka saw him flicker, he's like, okay, guys, this is about to be a pretty fast game if they keep making mistakes like this.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, I know it's only a Hilda, We see that the Dragon Spear now picked up too for Super Igorka. They've got control of this Lord, at least for now. But I think they still respect what Corinthians lineup can do, the damage potential, and even Hesu. He's gonna go ahead and jump in with a Dark Wave right on Bulber. Bulber in trouble, and Dory will secure the Lord, but look at the backside! They are able to find Frost! Frost out of the picture, and Super Igorka unleashing on Upatizi. He has the drive-by, he gets the kill, but Flick will take him out as well. The 3-for-2 trade, and now Virtus.Pro looking for a little bit more as the Lord makes its way down mid.
Super Igorka needed to start rallying back towards Pluto's side if he wanted to survive against Flick, but regardless, it's still a very good trade. 2 for 3, an inhibitor turn before the Lord even arrives, and now Luis is trying his best, but it's not gonna be enough.
It's only Flick. Flick's all left alone. Can they actually end the game here? The Lord is there. Half health on the base, and Doru's gonna focus it out, but the waves are cleared, and Flick will delay the Lord as much as possible. Right now, the rest of the members are up. Can Virtus.Pro get any more? They still might have to work through it. They clear the minions the best they can, and Upa will drop it down. But Virtus.Pro, they just go for the turrets now.
Yeah, and Doryu, he's got some fingers, right? He's dodging a lot of key abilities, and they're just farming them underneath their base.
This might be it here, and Doryu just gonna lock into the base, and that's it! The wildcard champions will send home Latam's champions here.